Execute Order 66.
I get plenty of comments saying I'm all over the place when I do these maintenance videos, and I am. I'm like a fart in a whirlwind, so I'm gonna try to slow down. We're coming in this morning. We're working on Eli's loader. It won't charge. The system keeps draining on it. So here's the deal. Check the fuse up there for the exciter fuse and stuff, and come all the way down to this wire, which goes on the back of the starter to excite the starter. Well, it's dead here. It's live, and I can't get the thing to, okay, it's live in the cab, but dead here. So common sense tell you gotta check continuity, and I've been checking that all back and forth, and finally got all the way up to, I think, from the fuse panel, which is this plug back here, down to this plug right here, which is this wire. I can't get this thing to zoom. I'm sorry, phone, keep up. I can't get this thing, but here's my wire, and I ain't got juice. When I checked continuity, it had continuity, and the way I checked it with it loose and everything, which makes you wonder, it did show about 0.4 ohms of resistance, which I think that's kind of normal. But I think I got a little loose connection here. But when I do it with the voltage and turn the key on, just use it like for voltage, I ain't getting my voltage through this pin on this connector. And I need to pull it up out of this connector and see if it's loose on this, and then check this and check back at the fuse. Or check from the fuse down, I believe. I don't think I unplugged it. So that's where we're at right now. No, I just checked voltage this last time from right here, because it's coming from the fuse panel down to here, and then going, and it hits this plug, and then goes back to the alternator. So there you go. Now I'm explaining it better, instead of jumping all over the place on maintenance day. Okay. And I got this is my gator clamp over there. I had it set up, check continuity over here to here. Had to do that earlier. That's about all of it. Well, here's my issue. There's my fuse, and it's hot. I ain't gonna retest it while I'm holding the phone, but it's hot. I checked both of them, and then I went down here and checked the stud down here in the side there, on the side and side there, and that stud is dead. And this is the type of fuse panel. It does not come apart, so. And it had been blowing that fuse out a little bit, so I think it's just burnt out in there. The heat in there, in it. I don't know, I'll pull it out here if I can get hold of it. I think this little guy does that stuff. I don't know, how's this work? Fuse ain't blowed. I could feel it. Now, the way I'm plugging it in, I'm trying to see if the contacts are, you know, too loose, and it don't feel loose. That's a bigger wire. But no, 5 amps ought to be about that right size, yeah. I think the fuse panel's toast. What do we have here? A flaw in the slaw. That is supposed to be a diode, and somehow it's a fuse. That's probably a big part of our culprit right there. Okay, here we go. We found a flaw in the slaw, I believe. That's what's supposed to go there, and this is what was there. Not only was this in the diode's place, but it was blowed. Now, for those of you that don't know what a diode does, which I'm sure is about 6 of you probably, you see that arrow? That means electricity only goes that way through that diode. So it comes in here, comes out here. Now, that electricity cannot flow backwards. That diode won't let it. And if it tries to flow backwards more than, at a rate of more than 3 amps, it'll blow this diode. Okay? So let's put the diode into place. Where the diode goes. With the direction. Come on, sons. Okay, there's the direction. And if you look on the back where it plugs in, see the arrow, and the arrow and the diode matches. So, I got to plug some stuff in first, but now my question is still, why is it blowing stuff? But it could be blowing stuff because the diode wasn't doing its job. Either way, it's hard saying. Alright, I forgot to cover, and I got to talking to Larry and forgot. Alright, here we go. So let me start it. Now, go to menu, diagnostics, battery monitor. There we go, 27 point. So, I don't know. I think we need to put some time in before we see, but I think it was probably the diode, but I don't know. We just have to see over time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the buttons and leave me likes, comments, stuff. Let me know what's up. And to anybody that's wanting larger weight gear, go to largerweight.com and help yourself at the shop there, and we got all that good mess. Take care of it, and mostly just want to say thanks everybody. Hope everybody has a good one later on.